No, let me tell you something. I used to have it because
Gotcha.
I felt a lot of different things, honestly. So, like me going through my own journey,
Mhm.
I never had anybody like really like, other than the other comics. That's some great comics to kind of like, be mentors to me and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But just like, my dad wasn't into comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, but my father was a basketball player, wasn't into that too. He never came to my
Mhm.
games like that and stuff like that. So, I'm looking for this. I was always looking for that figure
Yeah.
to kind of,
The
and,
mentor.
yeah, and working with Steve was a great
Yeah.
opportunity. But not only that, I was trying to be in that space where I could be
Yeah.
like, hey, Mr. Harvey, I'm Rudy, I'm good. And I'm gonna, but I did realize when I was older, I said, these producers who are managing me. So I wasn't in there on my own personal ticket or somebody else got me in there and we both have the same struggles, Steve and I.
Mhm.
So it was different. It was like, hey, Steve felt the move. And I'm sitting there like, a dumb block. I have no idea what's going on. I'm just going because these people are like, yeah, you're doing this, you're doing that. You
Mhm.
understand? And so, Steve and I had a lot of times where if you want to call it bump heads, there was one time in particular, and I know he's upset with that too. Like, I was upset. I wanted to quit because he was being mean. And they made him apologize. And to make a grown man apologize just for, just
Yep.
I think that was another thing, another nail in the coffin in our relationship. But I will say this
To Steve.
to Steve, yo, you bro, I get it now. You know what I think, you hired somebody on your team and they're very talented, but I think your crew was already tight already. And the opportunity you gave him, I kind of felt like that was God speaking through Steve. Like, you got to make what happened with that young man right. And he couldn't come and get me, but he did something really good. He changed someone's life like he could have changed mine. And it wasn't his responsibility. Let me get
Yep.
that straight out. It wasn't for him to be like, oh, this kid's good, I gotta take him. No. But he did something for somebody who I know is a good kid. And like I said, like, he has a great program. Steve can have anybody on his show, but he chose this young man. I just saw a lot of me in somebody who's on his show. And I was like, he did that for me, not whether he thought he was doing it for me or not. I think the way the universe
You're
moves.
still not talking to Steve though. You saying he
Yeah, yeah,
is right there.
yeah. It's hard because you know what I'm saying. I still have those feelings sometimes because, and I tried to reach out to Steve through people and it didn't work or whatever. And I always felt like I said, like I came up to him the last time. I came up to you, you didn't speak to me, and I felt like we had a problem, bro. And I need to let you know I'm grown now. I was a boy. I'm 23 years old. I know like your brain don't develop till you're 25, but I wasn't a cut up. But at the same time, I couldn't understand. I couldn't see what you saw. They stole a lot of money from me, which you probably know because they was trying to take it from you, and they got it from me, and it didn't end good for me in that respect, as far as my being able to build my legacy and do things like that. So you know what? I apologize, but I never said anything negative. That you would have came back to you, but I definitely would sign off if somebody says something bad about you in a room. I wouldn't defend it. So maybe that's the guilt. But I'm telling you now, like, I get a lot of the stuff that you and I had to encounter. But yeah, I'm happy for you and your family. I'm proud of you, bro. And that's what's
Look at that. How much
up.
you didn't know it was therapy.
Yeah, you
I
made
feel
me do
good
that,
about
bro.
that. I feel good about that, man, because I also think sometimes we carry things
Mhm.
that we don't have to.
Yeah.
And I think, like, I know Steve is going to see this, and I think I'm not predicting anything, but I think maybe he wanted to hear that too. So, Steve, just so you know, like I said, I've always been a huge fan. Rudy's always looked up to you. Has been that mentor from afar, and I want to give a shout out to what you're doing with the Steve Harper Foundation because I know personally the great work you're doing.
Yeah. And I want to say this last piece, Steve, definitely, because there were times that, everything, people talk about how bad things are. There was some good times,
Right.
things we laugh and joke inside of makeup and all that other stuff. He gave me something that made me a bad comedian. I came off stage and he was like, you know what you want to do? Take that A joke you got, the one that you end with. Most comics end with their best joke. He said, take that joke and make that your first. Come out the gate with that one. That'll make you have to take the B and C and D jokes and turn them into A jokes, because now what are you going to end with? Rush can end and start with any joke at any time in any arena. And I'll credit Steve Harvey. He made me a bad boy now. I thought he was setting me up at first.
There you go.
No,
There you go.
no, Steve. I am a bad mojo because I listened, because that's all I did was listen, and I didn't take it and let it go on one end out the other. I'm bad because you gave me that little recipe, and I use it to this day. I can start with anything and finish with anything. And for that, yeah,
There it is. So I think this is a perfect transition
Good people, right here.
to go to the top 5.
Yeah.
Rudy's our most popular segment.
Hey, listen.
Rudy's top 5.
We're looking for a TNT. We're looking for a sponsor for this segment. This segment is sponsored by nobody right now, but listen, top 5 things I wish I did during my 30-year of comedy when I was young. Like, top 5 things I wish I did when I was young.
All right, bet.
First thing I wish I did when I was young was realize I was being raw before that. I wish I knew, but you know what? Had I known, there were some benefits to being raw. I got a lot of exposure. So a lot of the things I got to do was because I was a good talent, and then people saw it, and then I wanted to get paid. But still,
Okay.
it did a lot. So I wish I knew that before then. Second thing was, number 2, I wish I would have gave a little bit more conversation to Beyonce when she was at the Apollo, to support Kelly Rowland. Kelly had a solo project, and she wasn't with Jay-Z yet. And she was looking at me, and I didn't realize it at the time. She was just like, you were so nice. And I should have been like, you know what? Willing to do whatever it takes. Because I could have been like that couple. I'm not Jay-Z, but
So how far away was she from you when she
oh
was
my
at that?
God, bro. She was a little, not as close as we are, but closer.
You wear glasses, right?
Yeah.
You know Jay-Z was behind you. She was not. She was
Yo.
not talking to you.
Bro, she was on it.
She's not.
I was handsome that day, too.
She was 40 feet away. And
Beyonce.
you 2080.
Now, my man Keizo cut me out. I have a little goatee going. My God. So listen, number 3, man, you know what? Number 3 is I should have started having kids in my 20s. Even though my 20s was great, my kids would be like in their teens and 20s now. I got a 9-year-old and a 19-year-old. I'm telling you, it hurts to pick up the 9-year-old. Okay, so I wish I had my kids.
I thought 2 and 3 were tied together. My fault.
I
got
no, but Beyonce, I wish so too. Oh man, number 4, I'm gonna put this on an iron bench. I'll come back to that. You know what? Now this is gonna be controversial. I really wish that I didn't lick the spit off with my hand.
Oh, okay.
The spit off my hand from the candy that fell out of Tamia's mouth while we were at rehearsal. We were talking, her band members and I, we were all laughing and joking, and she had one of them blue grandmama peppermints, and it popped out of her mouth, and before it hit the floor, it hit me in the hand, and I don't know what made me do it in front of everybody. I just licked my hand, and I was like, that's all of Grant Hill did. He just kissed his wife, and I probably just licked that, and my throat was hurting for 3 weeks. Because I'm a hypochondriac.
I'm listening to you right now.
Now, last thing I wish I would have done in my 30s is tell Dave Chappelle to give me a cast position when I offered to help him out with the Chappelle Show. A lot of people don't know I helped the Chappelle Show that wasn't doing too well at the time. I know, the great Chappelle Show, historic, but you know what? Dave called me, and he actually came onto the Apollo and came out and shouted me out in front of everybody. It was a great thing. He's an awesome friend. Charlie Murphy's a good friend down there in Rollins. It was an excellent experience to be a part of history. Me and Questlove out there for hours entertaining the crowd while I had the seat as the king of comedy at the time, honestly, because Steve was the king and I took his seat for the moment. And so, yeah, that was great. I should have asked for a cast position because everybody from that show is killing it now.
You're about to be low.
But I'm killing it now with my man Nick, so I'm good.
Somebody got
Now, the honorable mention was I wish I never wore no sweatpants on stage in 97. My bad.
See?
Yeah. Don't comics should not wear sweatpants on stage.
That's a dope top 5, man.
Thank you, bro.
Hey, y'all say thing, she was looking.
She was right here, bro. And she was like, no. She was like, how long you been hosting? I was like, I love you. Did you hear that?
Glasses. She was not.
She was
You
fine.
should have had your glasses.
She didn't have her makeup on and she still looked good. I was like, I love you.
You should have had your glasses on that.
I should have.
Jay-Z.
I see he was nowhere. He was nowhere.
All right. Dope top 5.
Thank you.